I love Wendell how you brought up the how people interpret the system.
Mm,
Because the ideal system is like you want to hire the smarter people to get the job done better to do that. Because like smart people have a lot of humility too. They know they're not the best. And that's what they know, they're not the smartest in the room. They know they're not the best at certain things, and that's why they go over and hire different specialties. Like Elon Musk, for example, he's so successful in a lot of his businesses because he hires the best. And he knows that he's not the best in certain things like building a rocket ship, but he got
exactly.
hired somebody who knows how to build a rocket ship. So he has like he's playing the ideal system, but then we have the interpreters of the system, the managers and the bosses that don't have the humility to say, "Hey, I'm going to give this guy the upbringing so he can make the whole team better." Like
Mm,
in my view, I think like speculation is like maybe the managers or leaders feel threatened by someone who is smarter than them, that can get that job better than them, that can do it better than them. And it's
mm,
like maybe from their threats they try to like inhibit the rise of certain things happening. And that goes like from the heart of the interpreter. Like why would the interpreter not want to see the best get done? Like did they feel like threatened from a certain thing that they didn't want to elevate that person? So it's like leaders, if leaders, managers or bosses who want to become leaders and who are leaders, because remember, we're talking about imposter syndrome before.
mm,
Once you start walking, you're not an imposter anymore. Once you start taking your steps, you're not an imposter anymore. But if you see somebody that you see somebody that's there and that can do a better job, elevate them so they can get the job done for you, and then show them off because you help them get their job done and you help show off their biggest strengths. So leaders, you're not an imposter. Go go through those steps. Elevate the people around you because that's what leaders do. They elevate the people around them. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
no, I definitely agree with you, and I also believe that hurt people. And in the incident that I have, with that supervisor I was referring to, you know, that person was going through a lot personally and at home and in their relationship, because sometimes the drama will come to work, so it was a lot going on with this person. So to an extent I try not to take it personally, because I'm like, okay, I know that this is what they're going through. So naturally when they came to work, it was almost like they didn't know how to leave the drama at the door. They brought all of it with them to work, and they unleashed on everyone at work. And then the other thing is too, if more leaders did, bring in the love, as Wendell has said, or believe more into that training and professional development, maybe her experience would have been different. So when she was supervising people, now she knew how to leave her drama at the door. Or maybe she knew that, because, like you said, that love is felt, maybe now she felt more comfortable coming to work and saying, look, this is what I'm going through right now. And give us that chance to embrace you. Give us that moment to, even if we couldn't fix the situation, maybe we could have taken some things off of her workload. So that way maybe she wouldn't feel as stressed. Or, so it's definitely a cycle, and I think that we definitely need to change some things. It's very cold, and even from what I'm seeing now, with everything going on, it's like people don't really matter. They're just a number, they're just a name on a piece of paper. Like, yeah, we definitely need to get back to that love and look out for each other.
Definitely. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Autumn.
we spend too much time at work. It's like, why not?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I want to hear what Autumn got to say. Let's go.
I think we need to remember to love our neighbor, especially in the workplace. And I love that you guys are bringing up the point of entry level jobs. There was one entry level job I didn't get, and I really was banking on getting it so I could
Mm,
insides of the job. And I remember in the interview, you know, the guy was just like asking me all of these technological questions, and I looked at him because I'm like, this is why I'm coming to you. Like, I only know a certain level, and I want to expand that with you guys. And that he told me that was the reason I didn't get the job. And I'm like, it says entry level on this in this position, and I think um, we've forgotten that every person has a whole world inside of themselves, and you're going to work, but it's also because you're going, and I think joy is so instrumental in what you do, and you're going and you want to be inspired, you want to like love what you do and know it and master it. And so I think a lot of managers or bosses, when they don't step into their leadership roles, they're just trying, you do become a number and they just want to get their own motives done. But they're forgetting like they have this gift of mentorship and this gift of imparting knowledge. And I think I do love our technological world, I do, but I think it hinders that human connection, where people like jobs, they don't anymore want to like embrace somebody new and take them on and make them part of the family. It's like, okay, you're coming back to the factory, and it's like, we need to get back to some type of just bringing back inspiration into the workplace too.
Absolutely. And I feel like even in education, I feel like we need to do that as well. You know, for me, when I went to my undergraduate college, it was private. And I loved it because, well, I came from a small private high school. I think it was only 33 of us in my graduating high school class. That's how small it was. So when I went there for my undergraduate degree, I just felt at home. You know, it wasn't really a big campus. I could have walked home on a good day, but I love the fact that so many people looked out for you and it was so nurturing. You know, we had the EOF program, we had the TRIO programs, you know, from STAR, McNair, like we had all of those programs also. So it helped students. So whether you were first gen, you were from an underrepresented community or whatever, or, you know, maybe English isn't your first language, whatever it was, there was some community that you could find on campus that would help you. And I feel like nowadays we don't really have that anymore. It's like people expect students to come to college already knowing this stuff, get their degree in 4 years or under. And, you know, it's almost like you said, a machine. You bring them in, bring them out. But it's like, okay, but all of them didn't come from the same high schools. All of them don't have the same backgrounds. So it's nice that we're taking in all these students, but we also need to have the services for them that they need so they can succeed, so they can persist and we can retain them. And I feel like again, so many things have changed. Education, you know, the workforce. Like I would love for us to get back to a space where we cared about each other. You know, even if you're not my child, I still care about what you're doing. You know, remember how our parents used to talk about back in the day, if they saw a child that was out on the street, even if it wasn't theirs, they're like, you know, John, why are you out here on the street? Does your mom know you're here? Okay, well, I'm going to call your mom and let her know that you're on your way home. You know, we don't have that anymore. Now people mind their business. That's what they pride themselves on. Oh, no, I'm going to mind my business. It has nothing to do with me. Or they don't even know the people who live next door to them, which is even worse, you know? But I would love for us to get back to that space.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
For for the parents that are out there, there's a program that's called the ASAP program. It's in New York City. It's for all the community colleges that are out here. It's a free program to get your associate's degree along with an advisor that also advises you along the way, and they help you create your pathway through college. And how in CSI Staten Island, so the Staten Island residents, you guys could have a bachelor's degree completely free, transportation covered, books covered, all that. So the ASAP program, like definitely a great program, and you get an advisor that also sticks with you, and based on your score throughout the semester, you see them either twice a month or once a month based on your scoring. So parents, if you want free education for your kids, ASAP program, ASAP program, ASAP program.
I love that.
Yeah, and that's also why I mentioned, you know, the TRIO programs, you know, STAR, McNair, EOF, or EOP, depending on where you live, because those are programs where, like you said, they're going to provide you with a counselor. You know, you may even have a financial aid counselor. You have someone that's going to help you go over your schedule. You're going to have different workshops. They may even take you to, you know, different events, especially if you have to do like a summer bridge program. So you'll also get exposed to different things. You'd be surprised at how many students, you know, have never gone to New York City. So when I used to work in EOF, that's one of the things we did. We would take them to the city. They saw a Broadway show. We took them to BBQs afterwards. And when I tell you their mind was blown because they never been to the city. let alone to see a Broadway show or, things like that. So those programs really, really matter. And I hope and pray that they continue to be funded because, it's a lot going on right now with the state of education. So that's one thing that I hope for, because it was because of those programs that I'm here in front of you today.
That will be a great topic to talk on as well, besides the leadership development and training and the places of work. And